Right, and we go. All right. Okay. Finally, I got everything situated. Sorry, I'm a bit late as usual, but I'm here. So today I'm going to be doing a custom piece. It's she wants something inspired by Dorothy Draper. I don't know if you know who Dorothy Draper is, but she's a well-known interior designer. She's designed the interiors of a lot of famous hotels and stuff. Her style is she calls it modern Baroque. So that's kind of like the style she's kind of invented, so to say, for interior design. So it was kind of hard for me to figure out what to use because she uses a lot of bold patterns, a lot of eclectic stuff. So I just decided to do her signature type of designs like wallpaper and textiles. One of them is a palm leaf one. So she has a tropical one with palm leaves, and she has it in many, many hotels. It's usually against a white background, so I'm definitely going to do that for sure with the Tropical Paradise transfer. So this is definitely what I'm going to use for that. And then she's also known for the cabbage rose chintz, and that's just like the rose, you know, the colorful rose type things you see on wallpaper and stuff nowadays, which redesign has a lot of, like this. So like the cabbage rose is just a specific type of rose, but this is what she's known for. Her actual furniture is very minimalist that she puts inside. It's very modern minimalist, so I decided to draw from her actual interior designs rather than the furniture she usually picks. So that's kind of the direction I'm going with that one. All right, so I primed and painted the surface already. This is the Wise Owl white primer, and then I just decided to just seal it and go ahead and use it as the color because it's a very pure white. It's hard to find a very white these days. So the white primer from Wise Owl is like a pure white, and it is one of the best primers I've used. So I love using the Wise Owl primer. It's always worth it to invest in a good primer because it does, you know, helps a lot of things like blocking stains, preventing your white from yellowing, things like that. So a primer is always a good idea. I usually always prime my surfaces, unless I'm like staining the wood or something. Kind of depends on the surface too. But so this is the Tropical Paradise transfer. And you can see, definitely tropical. She has more of the palm leaves and stuff, and this one has the monstera, you know, and some of the ferns and stuff like that. But I think it definitely has the, you know, the type of design that she does with the wallpaper. So slightly different, but I might overlap some of the leaves to make it fuller. I don't really know right now. So this is plan one for this one, is that I'm going to put this on this surface right here, and the leaves are quite large, so, but I do love this. It's a very unique design that's not florally, so I really love it. But okay, so right now I'm actually going to kind of cut it. I'm gonna get my clean razor blade. I need a sharp one. I have my X-Acto blade, but I think that one's a bit jacked up. So stick to the X-Acto blade for now. So I'm actually going to kind of trim it a bit right here so that it doesn't get stuck on my other stuff. So just kind of, actually, I should probably use my scissors. I'm just going to make a little line here and go ahead and cut that there. Easier with scissors. I'm just going to try to make it fit the space so that it's easier for me to place it. So that way, you know, it's hard sometimes when you're trying to cut it off while it's already on. It gets stuck on the edges, things like that. So if you can kind of fit it beforehand, it's always a good idea. If you have a super matte surface, like a lot of the chalk paints, it's better to seal it first before you put on the transfer. Reason being that chalky paints have that residue. So if you're trying to put a transfer on it, it's very, very hard to get on. The transfer is kind of like slightly slicker surfaces, you know, not as chalky. So if you're using like a super chalky paint, go ahead and seal your surface first before you put on the transfer. So that way you're not rubbing, you know, like practically rubbing off your top of the plastic trying to get it on. So that's usually what I do for that one. So I'm going to go ahead and place it. Lower this for you guys. Just going to put this on. And, okay. Okay, sorry, I have to turn around because I'm going to end up botching this and then be really mad at myself. So let's get this turned around. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to try to get the side flush where I trimmed it. Right here. And just flatten this here. Like that. And I left the tape on here too, so that if it gets stuck on the side, I can just peel it off. So just to save myself some angst, I went ahead and did keep the tape on. I needed it for, you know, that, but also useful if you're just trying to fit the transfer in a certain spot. Like that. So let's see how it goes. See how easily it's coming off? Because I sealed it. So if you go ahead and seal the surface first, you can just practically just peel it off. So see how it's just peeling off? Really easily. I mean, I barely even have to use my transfer tool because I sealed the surface. So super easy. So I'm not, you know, rubbing the heck out of this, and it just makes it easier. So that's why when you have the acrylic base paints, they come off more easily, you know, like paints like Fusion, which are smoother. And then when you use some of the chalkier paints, it's a bit more difficult. And it's not the transfer's fault, it's just the type of surface that you're putting it on. Like when you put transfers on glass, they come off so easily. Same sort of theory as far as that goes. Well, not really theory because I've proven it, but you know. So same reasoning with that. Because when you do it on glass, like when it gets stuck, it's stuck. There's no way you can even, you know, you can't even try to readjust it. It just won't do it. So that's one of the things. And voila! So you can see how easy that was. Did not take me much time. Super easy because I sealed it. So I always love saving myself time. Because who doesn't? Alright, so I'm going to try to line this one. This is not numbered like the other ones are. Which is the advantage of the transfers being numbered, is that you can keep track of, you know, the sections. So that's why I like it too, when it's all numbered and stuff. But it's okay. I will survive trying to put this together. Okay. Just gonna try to estimate a little bit where it is. Okay. Get it right here. Alright, so I'm gonna cut this a little bit over where the line is. Alrighty, so I'm going to do that, and obviously I don't need much of this section at all, so I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of this and align it. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Go ahead and cut off the border too, to help it so that it doesn't have quite a black line. I forgot to do it on this one, so it's probably going to show up. But I try to, when I remember, I do it. So just like trim off, especially with the older ones that were manufactured not very recently. If you remember, go ahead and trim off this area so that it's less noticeable where it meets. And I don't always remember either, so, you know, I get it. You're probably, but it just makes it easier. Otherwise, I use an X-Acto blade and just kind of scrape that area if I don't remember to do this. So it's always good. Plus, it's easier to line up if you do this too. So several reasons. So I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of pull this a little bit and this off. Alright, and then I'm going to join it. So let's try to join this. Hands are shaking. Oh shoot, I got stuff right there too. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so just gonna go ahead, rub, rub, rub. Alright, and then when I'm cutting off these, I scrape across the edge first, and this helps the transfer kind of come off cleaner as well. And then I'm going to use the blade still because I need to cut the paper off. So I'll still use this to trim. This makes it easier when it's completely on. Okay. Alright, yeah, so it doesn't always come off exact, but try to do my best. Okay, and then let's just cut that, snip that off. Alright, so, okay, so just gonna rub this like I did. The other one, kind of slightly rub it, make sure you get the edges especially is where it usually has trouble peeling. And then I'm just gonna peel this off. And make sure I get the edge. I don't want this to tear too much, and there we go. So, and I can always, you know, go back and add a little, I can layer these if I want to. I'm not sure if I do, just because her wallpaper, the palm leaves are very heavily grouped, clumped together. So I'll debate on it and decide if I want to, but right now I'm just going to leave it as is, because I haven't, you know, it's hard for me to conceptualize the design, so I just kind of do it as I go. That way it's kind of a process for me. So okay, so this is the front. It is not done, obviously, definitely not done. I'm going to do the sections individually. So the drawers, I decoupaged with another paper and I hated it, so I had to rip it off. So that's why the surface is a little bit uneven, and then reprime it. I just didn't like the paper, so I kind of just started all over again with that. So I'm kind of debating on these ones. This is the ambient roses. Kind of debating on the ambient roses or the marigold, which is really pretty too. So I brought 2 of the ambient roses in case I need it, because I need 2 for the drawers. And then I also grabbed the lavender fleur. So yeah, I'm not making it easy for myself. So this is so hard to decide sometimes. So I was trying to debate on the color. I really love this, it's so pretty, but I'm kind of thinking, well, is it a little bit too like multiple personality disorder if I add this one with that one? I don't know. I do like it though, and her style is, you know, eclectic, so I'm not too worried about it matchy, but hard to decide. I'm doing the Floral Core on the top drawers, so that's my plan for this one, and I kind of veering towards this one because I think it will look a bit more cohesive if I do that. This one, so this is the rice paper. The rice paper is different. It is this one is more fibrous. So this decoupage paper is larger. Sorry, something in my nose. But so this paper is different. They're all mulberry fibers, but the texture is different for each one. So like this one is more fibrous and you can see through it more, so that's why I painted it white again, because I want it to be true to color. So if you're doing these, it's best to paint it white in the background and then put it on so you get it true to color with these ones, the larger ones, and they come in one sheet now. So these ones are bigger, tougher, more like the laundry sheet sort of texture. These I always recommend for beginners. There's the easiest ones to apply. So that, and then this is also easy to apply if you use the correct adhesive. So this is the other paper, and it's more, you can see the fibers underneath. So it's got the mulberry fibers underneath actually too, which is kind of cool. So that one is kind of like what I'm thinking. So this one's a little bit sheer as well because the background is white, so it's a bit sheer. But I'm kind of thinking this with her roses and stuff, so I think I'm going to stick to this one. So yeah, I'm just going to go with this paper and then put away this one. This is the Lavender Fields, so if you haven't seen this one, Lavender Fields. Really pretty paper. Okay, I'm going to use this one. So let's go ahead and put it on. I have my 3M adhesive. This one is just a spray adhesive. I prefer spray adhesives for many reasons. I use them, I've always used them because for me they're easier to decoupage with, and you don't get the wrinkling, and you don't have to do the iron-on method and all that fun extra steps. So with Mod Podge and stuff. So this is my preferred way of decoupaging. If I'm using the A1, you know, it's thicker, so sometimes it lifts on the edges, so I just like wipe a little bit of the gesso underneath and get it stuck on if needed. So which way is up on this? Okay, this way is up. All right, so I want to get the roses, so I think I'm going to do it, no, I think right here looks good. Right here where you can see a little bit of the pattern is pretty. This one, yeah, no, I like it on the top, I think. So I'm going to go, this is 77. You can use, direct it away from my Vanity. Right. So I'm just misting it on. Okay. All right. You can use the 52 with the lightweight ones. You don't have to use the super heavy duty, but if you're using the heavier papers, definitely use the stronger adhesive for that. And you can readjust it. Did I mention that? It's really wonderful. So you can readjust the paper as you go. So it's very convenient. And to straighten it, because I definitely don't get it straight first time on. That's for sure. Alright, so a bit of the line, so I'm going to press it down where it's folded. It's got a little, that always kind of shows up a little bit, but you just press it down and you're good to go. Also with these papers, if you slightly wrinkle it, it doesn't look as apparent, just because of the cool fibers underneath. So it's another bonus with these. Alright, so I'm just going to trim this off. Show you guys how to seal it if I have some time. Right, so I'm just gonna just press it down, you know, and it's good. So here we go. That one is all good to go. I think I like it, so I don't know if you can see that. Right there for my IG people. So I'm going to do the other one, which is, of course, on here already. Alright, let's get that drawer. Okay, and then I'm just going to repeat what I did. Same method. Let's try to get some of this stuff away. Okay. And using the Amiable Roses. So I'm just going to repeat that and move some of the stuff aside so it doesn't get spray glue on it. Shake up my adhesive again. So it's easy. So just readjust this roller for you guys. And I'm just going to tilt this down so you can see better. Okay. Then spray on. Do it slightly different, so I'm going to angle it different. I don't want it to look the same, so I'll angle it this way, this way, yeah. I just want it to look different, so I'm trying to decide which way to go. I like it where you can see the lace. I think I'm going to do it like this, right here. Wait, I like it where you can see the pattern, so I'm going to do it where you can see the pattern most. I think, yeah. Okay, just do it right there, I think. I'm just going to spray a little bit more on here so it gets on. Oh, where did the blade go? Here. Okay. Alright, just going to trim that too. And all done. Then, of course, trim this a little bit on the top as well while I'm doing this. Okay. Alright, so second drawer down, and 2 more to go. Okay, so now I'm kind of second guessing it though. Oh. I have this. I was gonna do the floral cord on. Floral cord somewhere. Oh, right here. So I was gonna do it. This floral cord directly on here, but I'm not sure anymore that I like it. This background color will show. I try to do like this ombre, but I don't know now if that's the way I want to go. Indecisive. could just change the top to cream instead and do it reverse, I think. I might do that. I might do it reverse color, so I'm going to repaint that cream. Do the top cream, the bottom like this, I think. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I think that's the right choice. Sorry, this is just like the process I go through. I think I've decided, but then I haven't decided, so I'm going to add the Floral Core on here. Can you guys see that? Okay. Alright, just add the Floral Core to this, which I also sealed already. Not as sticky as the other one. Okay, yeah. This one off. Do this here. I definitely wanted the mix of patterns, but I also wanted to not look too crazy. So I just like to trim it first so I can put it away and not accidentally stick it on something else. I'm going to put that away and not screw that up. Okay. So this is the top drawer. Yeah. I think I understand now what to do. Okay. Just gonna rub this on. This. And should come off easily, hopefully. Probably not, yeah, not as easily as the other one. Still not too hard. I sealed the other one more and used more of a semi-gloss, so I think that's why too. It was so easy to peel off. This one I just sealed with a satin top coat first. Floral Core. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm trying to keep it in view, so let me know if you can't see something. It's kind of hard to make sure everything's in view. Alright, I really do like this peach color. I haven't really done a peachy sort of vanity, so I'm excited about this one. So yeah, going on really pretty easily too. With these smaller ones, it is harder to get off versus, you know, the bigger ones, because you can just peel it off and it comes off better. So these ones, you gotta be careful, you know, especially with these areas right here where it's really narrow. You know, I've, you know, accidentally lifted it and actually like peeled it off and messed it up. So you just want to be careful of the more narrow areas with these more intricate transfers. Here, it's always the edges that are hardest. Right there. Kind of difficult. Yeah, I hate it when it does that. I'm like rubbing it too much and then it flips up like this. Okay. Alright, so that's done. So there's drawer number 3. Put this one back in. And to number 4. So drawer number 4. Let's do the Floral Core again. Heat it. Show you the surface is kind of worrying me. It's a little bit rough. Just gonna smooth it out before I do this because I do not want this Just gonna buff it a little bit and actually seal it again. Always get slightly some fibers, so I just like, this is like a 900 grit sandpaper. I use it to finish the surfaces so it's super smooth. I don't like my surfaces not smooth. And then, what is my rag? Wipe it off, and you'll get to see me seal it now because I have to. Let's wipe this off. Alright, so here we go. I only have the matte on hand. Oh, that'll work, it's fine. So this is actually the matte. This is the Rust-Oleum spray. It's going to dry really fast, so I'm not too worried, but... Alright, so I'm going to set that aside. It's going to take a few minutes for it to dry before I'm okay with putting a transfer on it. So that's what I basically did to seal it for all of these. Well, for the whole thing. So that was kind of like what I did for it before I got it off. Now I'm going to do the side and then we'll be done. So let's get the other side. I think, yeah, you guys can see it now. It's, oh boy. Have to readjust you. Sorry. Excuse the mess. Okay. So I'm just going to readjust everybody. So you can see what I'm doing. And okay, so for those of you that missed the first part, I am going to be doing Tropical Paradise on the side. So, oh crap, let's wait. No, it's smudged. Oh, crud. Got a little bit of smudge on there. Yeah. I smudged it. Sorry, God, you, but I can't leave that on there. Alright, please come off. Okay, I think that's okay. I'll just position a leaf over it and we'll be good. Yeah, I definitely did some smudging on there. Alright, my bad. Oh well, okay. I'm just going to apply the Tropical Paradise other part on here. So here's the bottom. Oh. Part. I might do it inverted like I did the other one. And the leaf will cover that. So, okay. It's good. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Alright. And then do the same exact thing I did on the other side, which is trim this edge first. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it so it's easier for me to put on. Not as hard. Alright. And, okay, I did remember. So I'm going to trim off this little area at the bottom, since I remembered to do that. So I will do that in order to get the where it joins to look seamless. Because just like you, I don't like the line. But it's a pretty easy fix as long as you remember to trim where it meets. Or if not, you can like kind of scrape it a little bit too after you put it on. So I did remember, so that's good. Alright, done. I'm going to put this in here. Alright. I'm going to try to position this. Oh, no, don't stick. Oh, shoot. Oh my god. Yeah, I really messed this one up. Shit. Weep. Okay, it's gonna be like this. I have no choice. I'll just have to overlay, dang it, the other one on it. Oh well. Okay, yeah, sticks too well, actually. Way too well. I'll just redo that and layer a new one on there. So no big deal, but just irritating. Okay, so just gonna rub this on. I think this transfer is about 2 years old too, so for people that say they have old transfers and they don't work, they don't really expire unless you leave them out and, you know, out of the tube or something like that. So they really don't expire. I've used transfers that are, 4 years old actually, and they've been okay. So not as easy to apply as the new ones, of course, because redesign's always tweaking it to make it easier for people, but still good. Okay, so I'm just gonna peel this off. Thought I was doing so good too. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing so well with this. Maybe I'll have a live where I don't screw up. So, and these areas drive me crazy too. So when I did it the first time, I didn't seal it. It drove me crazy. Trying to get all of these individual leaves to adhere. It was awful. So I did get it to work for that. Okay, I'm just gonna peel this all. And not mess it up. Okay. Alright, so it's okay. I didn't mess it up too much. So, alright, so let's conjoin this and make it whole. So, which area? Yeah, I really like the numbers. I get spoiled using the numbers. So, wait. That doesn't look right. Oh no. Yes, okay, there it is. It's like, where did I misplace it? Wait, no. That is not how it's supposed to be. Is it here? Yes, here. Okay, that's weird. I think it's just the way I did it upside down, so, but yes, that's definitely where it should go. Alright, so I'm going to trim off. Wait, actually, I'm not going to do that first. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. I'm actually going to cut this again because I don't want to deal with trying to get it off while it's not good. I always trim it slightly a little bit more than I need to, just in case I didn't get it on right. So, and then again, trimming off the edge right here too, especially since this is an older version. So just get that edge so you don't see any sort of line. And Redesign's doing really good coming out with full sheets of transfers, so they are getting better at the placement, so that you don't have to join the transfers as much by having them in longer sheets, which is really nice. Of course, you can't have that for all of them, especially the really large ones, but with some of them, it's been nice not having to join it anymore. Just gonna peel this a little bit off, and all right, let's try to match you up without messing up on tape. Okay. This is always the nerve-wracking part, trying to get it to align perfectly. It's never gonna be perfect. But, yeah, this is the most stressful part. Try to get this all straight. Ooh. Okay. Oh my god, my hands are shaking because that's how nervous I am. Okay, I think I got it. This is the part that I always get stressed out about, is getting it to meet. Just hard to do it right. Dang, I don't think I even did it. Whatever. Just painting it. I don't think I did it correctly. I didn't get it completely flush. Okay. I'm just gonna trim this off again. Okay. Alright. Okay, the hardest part is done. Oh, I'm just gonna cap this water before I spill it. Alright, yeah, this is the... Oh, sorry, you guys didn't even get to see that. Okay. So, thanks, I'm glad you guys like it. Alright. So again, I'm just gonna rub this on. And peel it off. Alright, there we go. All good. Except for that little bit, which I'll paint in. So almost all good, I should say. Alright, so let's do this other drawer, and I'll be done. So here's the drawer that I sealed again because it had little fuzzies on it. And I'm going to add the floral quartz again on this top. That's pretty much it for what I have planned for today. So try to get this one here. Okay. There we go. Try not to cut the wood edge. Just nick that off, and that would be bad. Okay. And this is just so the transfer doesn't tear. I hate it when it tears, so I always trim it. Just I don't like it when it tears. and stretches, so that's why I basically do that. Can I see it? Sorry. Okay, so this is like pretty much the last bit of what I'm doing for today. Always the darn edges. It doesn't want to come off. Alright. Whew. Alright, there we go. Now it's coming off. Alright. So you can see how much of a difference it makes to seal it first with the chalky paints. Or you can just seal it anyways if you want to, just to make it easier, but it is a lot easier if you go ahead and do that. No hair dryers needed, no putting it in the freezer thing needed. None of those old wives' tales of transfer applying. Always the part where it comes in not as easily. Alright, edging and okay, there we go. So there's the last drawer, what I need to do. So you guys can you see? Last drawer. So, alright, that's pretty much it for me for today. And you can seal the transfers again with the spray adhesive, but I'm actually going to be sealing with the Modern Masters Master Clear, which is my favorite sealer, in satin. So I'm actually going to be sealing it with that. And a sponge over it later on after I'm done. And if you do have little halos that come up, I don't because I sealed it. You cannot see anything with mine because I've already sealed it. So there's no halos, nothing. However, if it does happen to you, once you seal it with a sponge, I recommend a sponge because it burnishes it further rather than a brush just going over it. So when you seal it, you'll get rid of any leftover halos that are possible, unless you're doing it on black, which is like a different technique. So, but in general, once you reseal these, you'll get rid of any sort of halo that is even there. So, just another thing to take into consideration. But yeah, that is pretty much it for me for today. Alright, I will catch you guys next Sunday, as usual, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope this was informative, but I'm going to finish up this vanity and see how it goes, and channel Dorothy Draper. So, yeah. Alright, bye guys! Bye! Thanks for watching. I will catch you next Sunday. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will get back to you. And yeah, so that's pretty much it.